Well, I just wrapped up the biggest losing session of my life. I didn't even play bad, I don't think. Ran into it every single time. I mean, I had aces, all in pre, losing to ace king off. It was a 4-card flush. 2 nut flushes, they bowed up on the river. Set over set maybe 3 times. I'm just feeling dejected right now, and feels like a really hard pill to swallow. But definitely just a moment where you gotta grow and learn and realize that everyone goes through it. You're not special. We'll be back at it, but this one definitely hurts. Alright, sorry if my hair looks like a mess, but I just woke up. We need a bounce back tonight. Last night did not go our way. Played pretty well after thinking about it. Super unlucky, ran into it every time. Our value lost to more value. Couldn't hold pre, but such is the life that I chose. So, gonna get the day rolling. Gonna get some food in us, hit the gym. I think I'm playing a little pickleball later. And then right back to it. Got some breakfast in us, got some studying done. We're gonna get changed and then we're off to the gym.
Hey, crisscross flipped out, I've been getting fucked up. Running into town, sport a brand new Lexus. Putting on the game, I'll be shooting like a jumper. She in my DMs and baby, I don't even know her. Mr. Worldwide, I ain't staying for long. I got girls that speak Spanish that are putting me on. Yeah, I ain't do Miami.
Alright, I was gonna sit down and do some work on my computer, but it's literally such a nice day outside that I think I'm gonna take my laptop outside and do some work. Say hi to the vlog!
What are you vlogging?
Alright, was able to actually get a lot of work done on a couple projects that I'm working on outside of poker. So really good productive day so far. We're gonna make some food and then we'll hit the tables. Hey guys, quick update before the rest of the video goes on. This was actually supposed to come out like over a month ago at this point, but we had a situation come up. My car got broken into. They stole my backpack, which had my laptop, my SD card, all that in it. So that being said, there is some clips from the intro that got messed up, and also there's several hands actually that we played during the session that got lost. Thankfully, probably the most fun and interesting hand made it through. So you guys can have that to look forward to. It's a really interesting situation that I've never been in before. That being said, I'll be sure to put a profit loss tracker at the end of the video so you guys can see how the entire session went, even though we're only going to go through a couple of hands that didn't get lost. This has actually turned into quite an expensive video to make just because I had to buy a new laptop and a bunch of new gear. So if you guys could show any love to the channel with liking or subscribing, that'd be really appreciated. And it lets me know that, this content, you guys want more of it. Last thing I'll add is the sort of transition clip that I had between the vlog and the poker hands got lost, so we're just jumping straight into poker hands from here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video. Our first notable pot of the night comes immediately after that quick update. We are pleased when we look down at the beautiful ace queen of diamonds. There's a $5 button straddle on, so I'm first to act in the small blind and raise it on up to $15. This bet gets us 2 customers in the form of the middle position player and the cutoff as well. So heading 3 ways to a flop, we see the beautiful ace queen deuce with 2 spades. Now,
This is a board where I would bet my entire early position opening range, and I choose to go with a slightly larger sizing than I normally would and bet out $30 into our 2 customers. It looks like both of them actually signed up for our 2-for-1 special, as pretty quickly they both find the call. Now onto the turn, we get severely downgraded as it comes down the 9 of spades, bringing in the front door flush draw. Here, out of position, I elect to check, and we see the middle position player quickly check before the cutoff player bets out for $100 after just a bit of thought. Now, I don't have any hand history with this particular opponent, but folding top 2 pair here is just out of the question, so I do come along with a call, and to my surprise, the middle position player actually flicks in the call as well. So we've got a very healthy pot brewing, headed to a river, which, oh my god, comes down the sexy ace of clubs. Now, if there's one thing that I know about recreational players, it's that they get far too sticky with their value hands. So after some thought, I decide to jam my remaining stack into the around $440-ish pot, as I just know no recreational player is going to be able to find a fold with a flush in this spot. Unfortunately, both players pretty quickly find a fold, and the cutoff player would go on to announce that he was just trying to make a move on the turn and was planning to check back any river card, so we likely made the most out of this one. On to our next interesting hand of the night. I look down at pocket 6s in the low jack, and with no straddle on this hand, I raise things up to $10. Next to act immediately bumps things up to $40, and a little history on this opponent. They are very capable of 3-betting us light, and also liable to blast off with any 2. So, once it folds around to me, I decide to come along with a call and go set mining. Heads up to a flop out of position, we see it come down King 4-2 rainbow, which is about as good as you can ask for with pocket 6s without actually smacking a set. I check and flow to our maniac opponent, and they put out a very healthy bet of $45. Again, I do not like folding pairs to this particular opponent, so after a bit of thought, I decide to peel one off and keep them honest. And oh my god, we see the glorious 6 of clubs on the turn, and I decide to continue and play and flow. I check to our maniac friend, who actually checks back on this turn card. So, both of us seeing a river for free, it comes down an innocuous 9 of diamonds. Now, since this board is so dry, I really don't want any of our opponent's bluffs to be able to get off for free if I were to take the betting lead here. So again, I decide to check, and unfortunately, our opponent just tables their hand, and we're going to scoop this one against pocket jacks, which is definitely a hand makes sense they'd play this way, but probably could have gotten paid if we decided to lead small on the river here. Get ready for the hand of the night. Now, this isn't the biggest pot I've ever played, but it is one of, if not the most interesting I've ever played, because I actually get accused of cheating. Straddle is off this hand, and when I look down at pocket jacks, I raise from middle position up to $10, and we get one customer from the button who makes the call. Now, some really important background on this guy is that no one at the table had ever seen him before, and he was a very, very strange guy. None of us believe that he knew the rules of poker, but he was choosing to do a lot of table talking, and one time I saw him tank for 4 minutes facing a $20 river bet. So, when we see a flop of 8-4-4, I am slightly worried as this guy can literally have any 2, but I still choose to c-bet and go with a slightly larger size and make it around a 75% pot bet. He pretty quickly makes the call, and when we see the 10 of spades on the turn, I again choose to size up and bet $55, which is just about a pot-sized bet. This is now when things get really interesting. As soon as I reach for my chips, you can see him stare me down, and I'll just roll the audio so you can hear what our villain has to say.
He was trying to barter. Yeah. And he's like, you can
What?
get one of the smaller ones.
Am I check betting?
for like
I've never heard
50.
that term before.
Oh, it's
You didn't check. You grabbed the flop.
You end up getting it.
No, I get it. I guess it is.
Oh,
So
Either you
funny
have
because like
second or you don't have second.
got you.
So you're missing this line by checking.
Something I'll have to look into.
No, it's not cool.
It's not cool.
It's cheating.
cheating. What? I'm sorry. Now I'm interested.
What? Can you? I'm a little lost. I don't know.
It's okay. It's all good.
Okay.
I'm just saying,
Oh,
I'm not trying to cheat. At this point in the hand, you can clearly see everyone at the table is just as confused as I am, and we actually have to call the floor over to get a ruling on whatever's happening here.
he paused. He said, "What do you check betting for? That's cheating." He didn't. Do you want to explain what check betting is?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what you mean by check betting.
usually when you bluff, that means you have something, right? If you don't have something, right?
Are you asking if I'm bluffing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you if I'm bluffing or not.
Well, you accused him of
I mean-
cheating, right? But what do you mean by that?
The game would be
I'm saying
easier if you
cheating,
would tell
cheating,
me.
I'm just saying the way you're playing is
I'm the worst. I gotta stand up.
This kind of what?
You check.
He's bluffing.
You check.
Check betting. I don't know
You've
what
done
that
it
is.
every single time you fucking bet.
I don't know what you mean by check betting.
It's just a sign. You don't play your cards, play your cards. Don't cheat. You're not sure?
I don't know what you mean by check betting.
Alright, never mind.
Well, if you could explain it to me.
I don't have an explanation.
That altercation actually went on for several more minutes, but I'm sure you guys got the gist of what was going on from that clip. In the end, he was just told, make a decision on the hand. Ultimately, he lands on fold. I just go ahead and roll over my hand just to show him I'm not cheating because I don't want any more weird table dynamics going on. But let me know if you guys have seen anything like this or what you would have done differently in this situation. On to the next one, and it's actually the last hand that survived in my camera roll from the session. I'm in the small blind and look down at ace queen of spades. The action's going to go ahead and fold around to the button, who opens things up to $10. Now, I simply cannot let this slide. Not only did this guy just cooler my friend aces versus kings, but when I looked over at his phone earlier and he's scrolling through TikTok, it is nothing but thirst traps as far as the eye can see. This guy is absolutely on one at the poker table right now. So I decide to bump it up and put this guy in his place. Go with a sizing of $40, which in hindsight, I probably could go a little bit bigger pre-flop. But we do go to a flop, which comes down 7-5 deuce rainbow, and I decide to start off with a check, as this board is going to be very disadvantageous for my range. Thankfully, the villain pretty quickly checks it back, so we're going heads up to a turn, which comes down the magnificent Queen of Hearts. So we make top pair, and it also brings in a backdoor flush draw. I choose a sizing of 50 here, and our opponent agrees on the price of poker by flicking in the call. The river comes down another deuce, pairing the board, and I decide to polarize here and jam for his remaining $300-ish. And now, my heart actually drops as he snaps me off. I slowly roll over my ace-queen, and bang! He has king-queen, so we successfully get our revenge in this one and end our session on a high note. That is the last hand that we have for you guys. Into the game for 700. Had to add on after a little bit of a slow start, but cashed out for 1400. So much needed victory after our last night's losing session. Thank you guys so much for watching again. If you could drop a like or subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. And I hope you all have a great rest of your day.